Hello and welcome. First, I want to thank you for all the nice comments and suggestions you've made on my blog. The first request I'm going to do for a card is the Waterfall card, which works like this. You have a tab and it pulls. I designed this one for Father's Day for my sister to make for my dad. This is the tea time set, golfing, which my father loves to do, and it says Happy Father's Day. And I would probably, Connie, change this color to a different color, maybe a bamboo or a different color. I started and I didn't want to redo it once I had it done, but I don't like the color of it down here. The one I am going to make today, though, is going to go with the Make It Count set. My father-in-law makes and repairs clocks, and so I'm going to make one of these for my husband to give him for Valentine's Day, for Father's Day. I can't talk today. You start out with a normal card, which measures 5.5 by 8.5, and then when you fold it, it will be the 5.5 by 4 1/4. Now you can decorate the front if you want, like if you want to decorate and stamp it, but I just took a piece of pattern paper from It's a Guy Thing and put it on the front. You're also going to need a card stock that's 2 by 9, and this is the one that we're going to score, the one that's going to pull, so we're going to score it. And I will have all these measurements at the end also. I'm just going to use my Fiskars and my bone folder. The first place you score it is at 2 inches. And then at 2 3/4. And 3.5. Ooh, I want to make sure it's straight. And at 4 1/4. And it will look, you'll know you scored it right because all of these are equal size. And then what I do is just bend them where your score lines are, and I even bend them the other way just to make sure that that's going to be really easily, when you pull it, it's going to flip nicely. So it's going to look like that, and there's going to be a little excess piece down here. Okay, you're also going to need 4 2x2 pieces of paper. You can make these all the same or different colors. I made them different colors to go with the colors of the card. And then you're going to need a neutral cardstock, which is this color. I used white and then I sponged it with bamboo. And I already stamped my clocks faces for time's sake. And these neutral pieces of cardstock are 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. I stamped them, which is neat, is they kind of go in order 3 3/30, and then there's 4 4/30. This is an awesome set because you can build any clock that you want. It's kind of cool. And then I sponged them with bamboo, and then I also edged it in a marker, desert sand marker, where you just take the brush end and then just go along the edge, and that made it to where it didn't fade out into nothing. I kind of like an edge to all the white or colonial cardstock that I use. So I'm going to put these off to the side because we're going to use those later. And take my card. And then this piece of paper is 3/4 by 4 1/4. And this is what you're going to attach at the bottom of your card. And this is what your little waterfall card or slider part attaches to. You don't want it too high, and then you don't want it too low. If you want to, you can kind of gauge it, because this is going to slide down in here. And you're going to attach this top piece to the bottom of this, so you can kind of gauge about where you want it, and then throw that to the side. And I do a lot of eyeballing. They say that if you eyeball it, it pretty much is pretty close. I'm not 100% a precise person in my measuring. And then I'm going to attach this down here with brads once I get the holes poked through. Poke the hole through the cardstock and then find my, there you go, line that up. These are bamboo brads. We don't offer these anymore. They were in a kit or a free kind of connection club giveaway. I still have some extra ones, so I use them every once in a while. Brad doesn't want to cooperate here. they always say, I've said this before, that animals are hard to work with, but I think there's always something that doesn't want to work when I'm doing one of these tutorials. There we go. And they are going to show on the back, but that's okay because you really need them anchored. Normally I don't like my brads to show. If they do show, sometimes I try to make sure that they're angled the same way. So then that's at the bottom. And you're going to slide this through and attach this. And what you want to make sure is that this top piece right here that flips up, this top piece is attached to the very bottom of this. So I take my glue gun and I put glue on that piece. And that way I don't have to worry necessarily about where I'm gluing if I'm putting too much glue here, because the card's going to move. And then when you line that up, just make sure that you press that down so the glue sticks. And see, it's going to start working, and we're going to put something down here so they can pull it. So then I'm going to start building my clock pieces on here. And this is going to be the last one, and then you're going to build on top. And the best thing to do that I have found out is I'm going to put glue on this piece. So I'm going to need my 430. This is going to be my last piece, and then you just line it up in there. And I'm also going to put glue just on this piece, and this piece, because if you're going to be like me and you put your card together and then you'll realize you glued the whole back and it will not work. You can only put glue on this top part because this has to flip. So I'm just kind of giving you a little tip of what not to do because I've already done that and messed it up before. Just center these on here. The first time I made one of these waterfall cards, I thought I was going to pull my hair out. And you know what? They're really not that hard. I think if I had somebody show me, it would have been easier. And we're going to put something down here so it's easier to pull, but see how this is going to work. Like this. And you kind of have to just start, the more you work with it, the better it gets. And then I'm going to pull this down here because I'm going to put a brad down here. But first I'm going to stamp my sentiment in cocoa. It's going to be Happy Father's Day. And don't stamp it too far down, I just kind of stamp it towards the top. And then I am going to use my Crocodile. I don't know if any of you have gotten the new Crocodile 2, the Big Bite. It's on my want list, but since I got my little paddles coming, I'm probably not going to get it as soon as I would. Just put your little brad in there. So what I did is punched, I don't know if you have one of these, but there's a little punch and a big one, and I use the little one first. And then I use C on here for these things twist. For those of you that might not have one of these. I use C and then number 2. And then I just line this little C up in there and then push down. And there, it was quiet. I remember when I was one of those loud eyelet setter people. Now I have several different things I pulled out to use as the pull. I think that one's too skinny. I'm going to use this. Hopefully it'll go through there. Perfect. I'm just going to tie a little knot. You can put, on the other one I had ribbon and a brad. You can do about anything you want on these for pulls. For a guy's card, of course I tried to use it a little bit more manly one. And where's my scissors? Here we go. And here it is. Here's the finished product. So we're just going to pull on these little things. I'm going to show him a clock, and then it's Happy Father's Day, and then it just slides right back up. And then here's my other one. So I will put all the measurements at the end. Thanks for stopping by, and happy stamping.
She don't care about my car, and she don't care about my money. And that's real good, cause I don't got a lot to spend. But if I did, it wouldn't mean nothing. She likes me for me.